In pastoralist communities, many girls drop out of school due to harmful practices such as early forced marriage and female genital mutilation. But in Samburu County, Dr. Josephine Kulea has been on a mission to rescue these girls from outdated traditions, in addition to helping her community understand the benefits of educating their daughters. So far, she has rescued over 1,000 girls across northern Kenya. Rose Wangoi was in Samburu County and filed the following report in our weekly segment, Women and Power.
Our journey to Unkari, Narok begins in Wamba, Samburu County. We're on a mission to witness the reunion of a 14-year-old girl whom we shall name Mary in order to protect her identity. Mary was only 8 years old when her parents decided she should be married, but she packed enough power to reject her arranged marriage. She ran away from her parents' home in 2017. Luckily, she was rescued by police officers and taken to Samburu Girls Foundation. Under the protection of the rescue center, Mary lived safely and happily at school. However, after Mary was rescued, things were tough at home. There was unbearable tension and the bitterness by her family. 6 years down the line, Mary is going back home for the first time, working in close collaboration with the local community leadership and children's rights activist Dr. Josephine Kulea. They are here to reintegrate Mary with her family. It was an emotional reunion as Mary saw her mother the first time in 6 years. Tears in such case are cherished as they represent forgiveness and a new beginning.
She was lucky to be rescued a day before her wedding, and so she did not go through FGM or child marriage. It took longer to reconcile her because the family, as you've seen, live out of connectivity. There is no network here. There's no good road, so we just had to trace them in very difficult situations. She settled in, and we even asked her if she wants to go back with us. She's saying no, she wants to stay around. So I think it's good for her because she's going to bond with everyone.
Her mother has a promise to keep, a promise that she will not marry off Mary.
I am happy to see my daughter after a long time. I'm also glad to hear she's in school.
I'm here to monitor this little girl for all the days she will be around.
Mary's story is similar to that of hundreds of girls in the county of Samburu. Harmful cultural practices continue to hinder the development of the girl child here. Majority of these girls have found a safe haven at Samburu Girls Foundation. Josephine Kulea is someone who works to protect young girls from harmful cultural practices in pastoralist communities in northern Kenya. Kulea is fighting against the very Samburu cultural traditions she grew up with.
The work I started way back in 2008 by rescuing my own relatives, cousins, and when the girls became many in 2011, I decided to register an organization to seek support.
So she started rescuing girls, and at that point was only doing it as an individual and not as an organization. She would use her meager salary to pay the school fees of the girls she rescued. She would also look after them in her house because she didn't have any other option. 20-year-old Rosila Lenonyoki was only 9 years old when one morning she saw elderly men visit their homestead. The visits were repeated for 2 weeks in a row. It turned out that the visits were about her. The elderly men were visiting their homestead to arrange her early marriage.
I was married to an old man who was almost 50 years old. I was with his third wife. Actually, I was cut on the day of ceremony. And the following day I was taken to the man's home. They started sending me to the market to go sell milk in the market. And on my way, I met with Dr. Josephine Kulea. She took me by force. That was 2011. That was the time I started my education.
Back then, the dream of getting an education seemed far-fetched and unrealistic for her. She is happy that it is now a reality that she enjoys.
Before I was rescued, I never went to school. I never knew how to speak in English or Swahili. I just knew how to speak in Samburu. I never wanted to know how to write or something. Actually, I've been topping since primary school, since the first class 1.
Rosila completed high school in 2022 and attained a mean grade of B plain. She's now waiting to join university.
I would like to be a doctor and also to help these girls who are still going with the same challenge that I went through. When I was rescued, my father was arrested for 2 years. And from there, when he was released, by then I was in class 2. He came straight to school. He apologized. He cried to me and told me to forgive him since he never knew. He was just following the culture, and I forgave him. And when I closed school, we went with Dr. Josephine Claire. We went to her home. They cried and they received me happily.
20-year-old Eunice Naisenya was rescued from child marriage in 2011 when she was just a minor.
Nimereskiwa nikiwa naoleka na mzee mwenye amezeeka sana. Mimi nilikuwa mdogo kabisa, sikuwa namjua hadi nikareskiwa, nikapelekwa rescue sister.
This ordeal crushed Naisenya and filled her with deep sadness and grief. She felt betrayed by the people she trusted the most.
Bangu aliachana mmangu. Bangu hataki sisi tusome. Anataka tutende tuchunge, tuolewe, apate ng'ombene, afaidike sisi tuende tuteseke.
Naisenya was among hundreds of students who sat for this year KCSE exams.
Saizi neza express mbele ya watu, at least I'm confident kwa journalist tangu niwe mdogo juu. Watu wote wamekujanga hapa Samrugas, naona na kamera natamani kuwa nayo.
We were sent a picture of a girl who was married that day. We had to share with the children officer in Baragoi, and the children officer acted very fast, and they took the police, went to rescue the girl and brought her. She was cut the previous night as she was getting married, and she came very traumatized, very sick. She could not walk. I think the wound was infected. She's now in school in grade 4, and she's a very bright girl. We just reconciled her the other day, having been her 3rd year here. And what helps our girls mostly, because like her, she started preschool here. We have an accelerator program. When they come in, we take them through almost 6 months to a year of basic education. Last month, we reconciled her with her family. It was very emotional, and the family was happy. They said they are not going to remarry her off again.
Samburu Girls Foundation used this land to build a dormitory, dining room and 4 classrooms in 2015. This is where they host the girls now. It has become their home. Some girls go to boarding school while others attend nearby schools. The foundation provides everything they need from food, shelter to clothes.
We've rescued 1,200 girls so far from across 4 counties. When they come in, we take them through almost 6 months to a year of basic education, because when you come as an 8-year-old who's not been to school, going to preschool, you look much older and it discourages them. But the accelerator program has helped them to catch up with their peers.
The Rescue Center focuses on education and psychosocial support for the rescued girls and an outreach program that seeks to raise awareness about child protection and teaching communities about the Constitution and girls' rights.
We've had girls who stayed here for even 5 years and more, because some parents take longer to forgive and just adjust that they didn't get this cause from this girl being married off. So it's some parents still carry the bitterness for long, but eventually they still accept the children because they are their own children.
With the little support from one of donations and well-wishers, she has managed to sustain the program despite the difficulties.
You can pick one girl, mentor them, work with them. You can also just decide to sponsor them, maybe pay their tuition, pay their boarding fee, and or do shopping for them every term. And as little as 100 shillings can do a lot, because 100 shillings can buy pads, 100 shillings can buy a book and a pen, 100 shillings can buy so much.
She could never have foreseen the numerous accolades and recognition she would receive from global leaders like former US President Barack Obama and organizations like the United Nations.
It was difficult because my own uncle mobilized elders to curse me because I did something wrong that has never been heard in the community. But eventually, with time, now that we're 10 years down the line, most girls, you know, we have girls whom we took after class 8, they have now graduated, they are working, we have nurses, we have teachers, we have clinical officers. And the community has now appreciated that, oh, she was not spoiling I mean, she was not killing our culture as they talked, as they said it, but I was helping them to see another different way, that if you give a girl a chance to go to school, she can be someone better. So that has helped like many families now not to to marry off their younger girls or even enroll more girls to school, and even FGM has come down.
Though not everyone thought this was a great idea in the beginning, parents are seeing their daughters are smart and capable of becoming leaders, and the girls themselves understand they're worthy, their rights and their potential. All they needed was a chance to find their voices and an opportunity to speak up. Rose Wangoi, NTV, in the county of Samburu.
Such incredible stories, Rose Wangoi.